with me? If you feel comfortable, please close your eyes. Put your feet on the ground. Have your palms open if you wish. Whatever your tradition, custom, as Rev D said, all are welcome here. In this building, in this service, because that's who we are. We are in service and of service here at Inner Light Ministries. We thank everybody who is here today. It is not by chance. There's a purpose, there's a meaning for this unique, one-of-a-kind, never-again mixture of beautiful souls in this room at this time in history, at this time on streaming, in this room. The beauty abounds. Sweet Spirit, we are in a time of inflection, reflection. We are on a day when He has risen, therefore we must rise. He rises, we rises. He speaks in a new way, we speak in a new way. We come from a grounded place, remembering who we are. We let go of the spiritual amnesia and remember who we are. We play our game. This is a new game. The game has changed. This is a day of resurrection. This is a day of rebirth. Let this day and our time together be a moment of rebirth, a recommitment to ourselves, to our planet, to each other. It is Earth Day, it is Easter, it is all the things, but we've been training for this. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, perhaps physically. We just have to remember who we are and be unapologetic about the love that is begging to come forth through us. And today we celebrate that together, with each other, for each other. We are so grateful for Rabbi opening up this house for us to be able to be together physically and online. We are so grateful for Rev D and her continued commitment to Inner Light Ministries, traveling twice in 1 month to be here for us. We are so grateful for this band who is so consistent and dedicated and always comes from a place of passion and love. And we are so grateful for our mini choir who is going to light this room up, dig deep, and come from a place of ministry that's going to take us higher. We got this because we've got each other and we've got you, Sweet Spirit. Let us be a channel for you moving forward, no matter where we are, in the grocery store, on the highway, at work, at school, that we are your channel of love. And that's our priority. We are living our life intentionally by design, by being your hands, by being your voice, even when we are down, when we crumple up in the middle of the floor with snot coming out of our face, the fear that we might feel, the anger, it's part of the process. Emotion is information. It is a guidance system. And that guidance always course corrects our GPS back to you, Sweet Spirit. May we show up for ourselves so we can show up for each other in this incredible time of history. So in 10, 15, 5, 20 years, we can say, I was there. And I was part of the solution. I was part of the rebirth. Take a breath with me again. Let it flow through you, family. Let the Spirit flow through you. We allow it to be, and say it with me, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Kim. Let's just breathe that in. In your program, in your inside cover, you'll see affirmations and our purpose statement. I'm going to invite up Jay Dunstan to lead us in our affirmations. If you choose to, you can, and are able to, you can stand and we'll all say it together. And then he's going to remind us of our purpose statement. Come on up, Jay.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Easter 2025. The theme for today is forever resurrecting. And I will read each line, and if you could, please repeat after me, line by line. Our souls bear witness to the process of resurrection. There's a phoenix within us, always rising above the ashes. There's a phoenix within us, always rising above the ashes. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. There's no darkness that can refuse the dawn. We allow the light of truth to dissipate doubt and despair. We allow the light of truth to dissipate doubt and despair. We are never stuck on the cross. The stones roll away. We are never stuck on the cross. The stones roll away. We arise with new awareness, new clarity, and purpose. We get on with the business of fulfilling our greater yet to be. We get on with the business of fulfilling our greater yet to be. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. Thank you very much. And if you are able to continue standing for the purpose statement. Inner Light is an open, diverse, inclusive. You don't have to repeat that. We'll do it together, right? Okay. Inner Light is an open, diverse, inclusive community of individuals and organizations dedicated to spiritual transformation. We provide tools for using universal spiritual principles to activate higher possibilities in all circumstances. Our aim is personal, global healing through love's omnifaith energy and the revealing of our own inner light. Aligned with life's sacred interconnectedness, we embody spiritual oneness, appreciate individualized expressions, and honor all paths that lead to spiritual truth, justice, ecological. Thank you very much. You may be seated.
Thank you, Jay. And I'm going to ask you to take a couple of moments, and I want you to roam around and introduce yourself to at least 2 or 3 people that you don't know and tell them something that you're grateful for. And if you're online, put something in the chat. Introduce yourself to somebody. We start making our way back to our seats. We welcome you back to your seats. As you come back to your seats, the next song that the choir sings is an adaptation of Psalm 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, lots of gorgeous, gorgeous metaphors. And typically before the choir sings this, I will explain what some of the symbology is in it so that it becomes a little bit more rich and meaningful. And I thought about, why would I be in a Jewish temple telling you about a song when we have the rabbi joining us here? So, my personal friend and dear friend of Inner Light, Rabbi Paula Marcus, please come up and share with us some wisdom to help enlighten us a little bit about this particular psalm, which is the basis for our message today.
Wow. Just wow, like amazing to be here, to have you here, to be feeling the spirit of this beauty and joy and love in this room. And before I go into this psalm, I just want to say that in Jewish tradition, this is the last day of Passover, actually. Mm-hmm. I get to eat bread tonight. It's usually pizza, but just saying. And it's also this really beautiful moment between Passover and Shavuot. The Pentecost, I think is what it's called, with the revelation of Sinai, the 7 weeks between Passover and Pentecost. And we count different spiritual emanations on the mystical tree of life. This week, this is the last day of chesed, loving kindness. How perfect is that? Like, and it's the last part of that week, which is the grounding of it, the malchut, the shechina, the feminine present, the immanent Spirit of God. Can you feel her here? Yeah, the source of compassion, the mother, right? How beautiful. So I'm going to just share in Hebrew a little bit of Psalm 121, because this was written by a band called Sheva in Israel and Palestine, made up of Israeli and Palestinian musicians. So I'm just going to share a little bit about of it in Hebrew, and then I won't go on for too long, I promise. Shir lema'alot es ha'enayari me'ayin yavo Ezri me'im Adonai ose shamayim va'aretz Al yiten lamot raglecha, al yanum shomrecha, hine lo yanum, velo yishan, shomer Yisrael, Adonai shomrecha, Adonai tzilcha, al yad yeminecha, Yomam hashemesh v'yareach balayla. Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra, yishmor et nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzedcha uvoecha me'ata ve'ad olam, me'ata ve'ad olam. Shir Lama'alot, a song of ascents, one of the many psalms said to be written by King David, and it is recited in times of trouble. I don't know why you chose that psalm today. In fact, it was taught that King David himself was feeling hopeless when he composed this psalm. And the psalmist was looking for a ray of light, a modicum of peace. In a time when he was seeking hope and inner strength, he asked, "Who's going to help me? And where will that help come from?" And before asking the question, of which he surely knew the answer, he turned his eyes to the Harim, the mountains, the hills, right? And here's a couple of interesting Hebrew things. The Hebrew word for mountains is ha-harim, the mountains. But there's a question, because sometimes you don't always find the vowels in the Hebrew words, right, in the text. What if it could be ha-horim, meaning the parents? Ha-he-harim, ha-horim, the parents, our forebears. When we turn our eyes to the mountains to ask where our help comes from, maybe we are also turning to the generations that came before us, right? Who hasn't at one time or another looked for an elder or a mentor and asked for guidance? And our ancestors, like those who came before us, are with us, just like the mountains. Ultimately, we know we're turning to God, the source of all life, the sweet one, the sweet spirit, right? God won't let us fall. Not in the day, not in the night. God doesn't sleep. Adonai lo yanum v'lo yishan. God is always on call 24/7, 365 days of the year. Right? And those are really reassuring words at a time when we need such reassurance the most. But here's another secret. This is a really fun one. You ready? Shir Lama'alot, a song of ascent. Esa einai el heharim. I look to the mountains. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Me'ayin yavo ezri. From where does my help come? But that word, me'ayin, from where does my help come? It also is from this question that can be translated. Me'ayin means nowhere. 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 Nowhere, as in the void, the no thing, the space between us all. Feel it? Yeah, right? I love this. I love this. Stephen Mitchell translated this line as, I look deep into my heart to the core where wisdom arises, wisdom from the unnameable that unifies heaven and earth. And the Jewish mystics, just like the Zen sages, claim that this is where help comes from, not from what we know, but from the unknowable. The mystery of Ayin is where the magic waits. Look out towards the horizon beyond the hills, to the ancestors, where the no thing is the unformed. That is where the hope is waiting. The no thing manifests as some sort of protection and aspiration, a solid something to cling to even when reality talks louder and the divine is not always protective and violence happens despite defenses and hopes and whatever we try. And yet, we sing this psalm. You are going to sing this psalm. And still, it is a choice to believe that in our wildest yearning, come from beyond, from what we don't yet know, from the force that somehow we hope will protect and guard as many of us, as much of our lives as possible, an ancient and desperate prayer that concludes this psalm. And here's what Norman Fisher says. Adonai yishmor tzedcha uvoecha me'ata ve'ad olam. Guard my arrival. Secure my departure. Always. And we say together, Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. Let's just breathe that in. The psalm speaks of, "I will not suffer thy foot to be moved." Meaning we'll be sure-footed. We're not going to be knocked off our center by the things of this world. That the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. That no matter, that heat is symbolic, that no matter what it is that's going on, it's not going to wear us out. Nor the moon by night. The lunacy, where we lose our minds. That no, God, no matter what's going on, we're going to be preserved and we're going to be protected. And we have none other than our beautiful, beautiful songstress of the world now, Heather Houston, who's going to be doing the solo. And I want to acknowledge her parents, my former neighbors for like a dozen years or so, Roberta and Roger Houston in the back. Of course, she had to get this beautiful voice from somewhere.
You can't hear me. Hello, good morning. So good to be here with all of you. Thank you, Rabbi. Oh, gorgeous. All right. I will lift up mine eyes to the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. He said, He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. The Lord that keepeth thee, He shall not slumber nor sleep. Oh, the Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand, upon thy right hand. Oh, the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. He shall preserve thy soul, even forevermore. Preserve thy soul. the Lord.
Heather Houston on solo, Chris Greenwood directing, Russell Kreitman on piano, Kevin Donato on drums, Etienne France on bass. Yes. Woo. Breathe that in. All my help comes from the Lord. Not Congress, not the White House. Mm-mm. There's something transcendent of all of that. We're talking about forever resurrecting. Forever resurrecting. So I'm going to say some stuff. And I want you to just listen with an open mind. Okay? You can take it or leave it. But I do think that it's some different perspectives that we need to bring to bear here. One of the things that I really love so much about Jesus is his political activism. He gets a bad rap when people think of him as a pacifist, because they miss the whole thing. They miss how incredibly subversive, I guess is the word that I would use. How his techniques were so stealth. They were kind of under the radar. I wasn't going to do this, but I am now, because to me it's one of those dramatic ways of setting the stage for you to understand what it is that I'm saying here now. So many of you are probably familiar with the fact that he was telling people in times of quarrel and whatnot to turn the other cheek. And we have taken that to mean basically like do nothing. Well, turn the other cheek is an idiomatic expression, which means to refocus your attention. Okay? Because when your cheek turns, your eyes move, and you start looking at something else. Okay? But there was something that was very specific in that. He didn't say, just turn the other cheek. He said, if they hit you on your right cheek, give to them the other one also. If they hit you on your right cheek. Okay? So what I'm about to show you is probably very offensive. And for those of you who keep moving your heads back and forth, I'm sorry, I got to move. So, just catch me when I come through the next head there. So, he's the martial arts master here. Okay, most people are right-handed, right? Okay, which is your right cheek? Okay, that's his right cheek. As a right-handed person, I cannot hit him head on his right cheek. I can't do that. There's only one way a right-handed person can hit him on his right cheek. Bam! A backhanded slap. Okay? Now, the backhanded slap was reserved for inferiors. Okay? That's what you did to women. That's what you did to children. That's what you did to slaves. That's what you did to put people in their place. Bam! Knock you down. Okay? So he said, if they hit you here, do this. Give them that cheek. Okay? You hit me on that cheek, you have just declared me your equal. You give them the other one. If they want to be so mean and bad and slap you down like that, hey, you give them the other cheek. Hit me now. Hit me on that one. You gonna whip somebody? Hit me like an equal, doggone it. That, now I got to think about that now.
I wouldn't do it.
Exactly. Thank you, Jay. Exactly. Exactly. It's that kind of subversive stuff of just like the he who is without sin, you cast the first stone. Okay? Just taking all of the things that they were doing and just twisting them upside down a little bit to put you in your own pickle, so to speak, to tie you up in your own knot. Now, I know that one of the popular slogans right now is to resist. And I want to put that into perspective. Yes, it is good to resist into the idea of don't cave in, don't capitulate, don't be complicit, don't comply, and all of the rest of that. But you cannot spend all of your time resisting. Like Jesus said, resist not evil. We've got to come up with a better slogan here. It's not about resistance, it's about prevailing. It's not about resisting, because as long as you are resisting, you are still in somebody else's bat and ball and in their park and playing their game. You're just trying to keep them from doing something, but it takes your attention off of what do you want. Listen to what I'm saying. Nature doesn't resist. Nature does not spend its time resisting. That's not what happens. Nature lets things be, it absorbs them in, and then it presses on and does whatever it's going to do. It transforms, it transmutes, but the weather in the tree's not like, oh, I'm trying to resist this storm. I'm trying to resist this storm. Earth isn't like, I'm trying to resist this flood. I'm trying to resist this water. There is nothing out there in the universe that is resisting. It's just being what it is, transforming, transmuting whatever it is that happens, and continuing to be on what it needs to be. What's going on now reminds me of American football. It's a very interesting sport. There's nothing quite like it anywhere in the world. American football is really not so much a game as it is warfare. It's military warfare, where you are taking territory. Now, what's so interesting about American football is the fact that you have these two different teams. You have a complete defensive team and an offensive team. Okay. Now, you can have people who can spend their whole entire career on the defense. I don't know of another sport where there's so few people who can actually score, where there's so few people who actually touch the ball. There's only a few people who actually touch the ball. And it's everybody else's job to get in everybody else's way. That's it. We have turned our politics into football. Where it's not even about winning. It's not even about scoring. It's about making sure you don't win. And you don't score. And that part of my belonging and part of my job is just to stand in the way. And to make certain that there's just a few people who can touch their ball and make anything happen. That's what we are now reduced to. Any other sport? Baseball, whatever, hey, everybody gets a turn to bat. Basketball, everybody gets a turn to shoot. Nobody is exclusively just trying to interfere and stop. This is what we have now. This is what resist looks like. Where you square off on these teams and you're not even trying to win anymore. You're just an obstructionist. We can't spend all of our lives being obstructionists. Even if you're just trying to obstruct the obstructionist. Listen to what I'm saying. We can't spend all of our time trying to get in the way of and interfere with other people interfering. Take a breath on that. We're forever resurrecting. We're forever resurrecting. When you're busy with that constant resistance, there is that fear. That is that fear that somehow or another, if I don't resist, it's over. If I don't resist, you win. And that's all I can do is resist. We've got to flip that. In my book, The Sacred Yes, where I get these spirit downloads, it says being a Christ is knowing you can't be killed and forgiving them for trying to anyway. Knowing that you can't be killed. This is the place that we have to get to. We have to get to this place where we know that no matter what it is that happens, if it is out of alignment with spiritual truth, it will not stand. It won't stand. But we have to be spending our effort, we have to be spending our energy towards what we do want, not just what we don't want. Take a breath. We've got a story going on in our head about the America that we are protecting. I contend we're fighting for the America that has yet to have ever been. We the people wasn't talking about me. We the people One talk about most of you in this room. And that includes being in this Jewish temple. Hello. The one who wrote those words, all men are created equal, owned 600 black folk. 12 of our U.S. presidents were slaveholders. 8 while they were president. 10 of the first 12. Only the Adams. The 2 Adams guys. Father, son, they didn't own slaves. Right up to Ulysses S. Grant, leader of the Union. He'd been a slave owner too. We're working towards a more perfect union. We can't lose sight. We can't lose sight of a goal. We can't lose sight of a vision. We can't lose sight of a possibility. The words that Jefferson wrote about all being created equal, they're true. But just because he didn't live up to it doesn't make it less true. The truth will be told even if it takes a liar to tell it. We can't let the fact that the people who had a vision of something but didn't have the vision of it enough to include everybody, that doesn't mean that the vision's not pure. It doesn't mean that. It drove me nuts in this last election when I was talking to young black folks and they were telling me about not voting. Made me crazy. Just absolutely crazy. And I took them back to the ancestors. I said, why in the world would an emancipated slave want to vote? Why in the world would you want a vote in a nation that kept you enslaved for hundreds of years? I don't think they liked who was on the ballot. They certainly didn't have anybody representing them. But they knew something. They knew something. They were building political generational wealth. Listen to what I'm saying. So many of them were in agriculture. They knew what it meant to plant seeds. And when you're a farmer, you're not planting seeds for just yourself. You're planting the seeds for the generations to come. And it's incumbent upon every generation to be a part of that. You're eating from the trees that somebody else planted, and you plant some trees for the next one to eat. That's how this works. But you have to have foresight. Are you with me? You have to have vision. You can't just resist. Jesus was always telling the people to befriend the enemy. Now, I know that's going to sound weird to a lot of people. But he knew that we were all created equal. That we were all brothers and sisters under the same God. Even what we call the Lord's Prayer is not an individual prayer. It's an hour. Everything's our. Our this, our debts, our. To pray it for everybody. So I ask you now, Who are you praying for? Are you praying for our? I mean, be honest with yourself. Does your hour include everybody? Because it doesn't matter who's doing the excluding. As long as there's excluding going on, then somebody's left out. That's why Jesus said, judge not lest ye be judged. Because when you judge the ones who are judging, that's just more judgment. Jesus was causing for a radical inclusion. I mean, a radical. I think about what's attributed to him in his last words on the cross. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. This wasn't, they don't know what activity that they are aware of. There's the do, that's the process, and then there's the do, that's the end result. In the English language, we don't make those distinctions. So we're in a building, for example, the end result, but there was the process of the building to get the building. But we forget that. We see the building and we forget the process it took to get the building. It's the both. He's saying they were setting something into motion that they didn't understand what they were setting into motion. Okay? It's like when your grandmama looks at you and says, "What did you do?" She knows exactly what you did. Okay? She's not confused. And she doesn't want like the details of the, like exact. It's you don't even know. You so naive, you don't even realize what you have just set into motion. But do you know why Jesus was saying, forgive them for they know not what they do? So he could get up off the cross. Do you want to stay nailed on the cross in somebody else's karma? Do you want to stay nailed on the cross in somebody else's karma of what they're doing to you? Or do you want to get on with being the Christ that you are? Choice is ours. You can't stay on the cross and resurrect at the same time. Can't do it. Do you have what it takes to look at everything that's going on? Do what you got to do, but not stay stuck in it. Not stay stuck in it. Because God works things out in ways that I don't even understand. I can't figure it out. When we're praying for somebody that has cancer, we don't know how that's going to get healed. We don't know all the different things that are going to go on in the body temple. We don't know that. It's the same thing, our body politic, our economic politics. I can't tell you everything that's going to happen. Take a breath. The America that we knew is over. Just take another, just breathe that in for a second. That doesn't mean that we don't have one, but that one is gone. So let that sink in for a moment. Relationships. when they get damaged, when they get hurt, when there's no more trust, you can't just jump back into that relationship. People who've been fired, even if they got their job back, they're not the same employee. They're not showing up in that job the same way that they did before. There's a lot of repair. There's a lot of damage control. There's a lot that's going to need to be done, just as with any relationship. And if any of you tried to get back into the relationship you had before, anybody ever tried to do that? Come on, be honest. Anybody tried to do that? How did that work for you? It doesn't. Doesn't mean you won't have another one. The resurrection, the newness, it'll be different. Life goes not backward, nor does it tarry with yesterday. So I'm not saying we can't mourn all of the things that we had. But you can't just keep mourning what you had. You keep envisioning what's next. Life is about what's next. We're in the springtime now. The trees aren't just mourning the leaves that they lost in the winter. They're making room for what's next. There's a next. And we have to have the boldness to envision that. The boldness to envision that. Can you feel that just in every fiber of your bones? To say that there is an America we have not stepped into yet, but is possible. Because we demand it. Because we will not accept anything less. Because we have had glimpses, we have had glimmers of its possibility and its potentiality, and no fear against it can stop us. We were already winning. That's why there's so much pushback. The pushback is the evidence that the old way of supremacy was losing. It's just a costly funeral. But don't get into despair. Hold the vision of that brighter day. Know that there is the resurrection. Know that we rise above the ashes time and time again. And no matter what cross anybody tries to put us on, we ain't staying on it. We're not staying on it. We're getting off of it. And we're getting off of it by letting it be your cross. That's your cross. It reminds me, I'm going to end on this. I just love this moment. When King Jr. was walking down the street, he's walking down the street, and white dude stops him and says, are you Martin Luther King Jr.? Yes, sir, I am. Dude spits on him. He opens up his coat pocket back when they had the cloth handkerchiefs, takes the handkerchief up, wipes his face, wipes the suit, grabs the man's hand, puts the handkerchief in his hand and says, I think this belongs to you. Keeps on walking. This is the moment that we're in right now. Are you with me? We just take all that crud and the slime and the mud and all that stuff that they're trying to throw on us, and you just wipe it off and say, baby, this belongs to you. We got places to go. We got things to do. We've got alliances to build. We've got a planet to protect. We have people to take care of. We got stuff to do. Ain't got time for all this foolishness. That's where we go. Breathe this in. We're going to sing on this and we're going to pray. Come on, choir. That's where we're going. And as always, sing along, sing along.
Sure, let's do it. There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, God's a love. Oh, yes, I know that I walk. Oh, yes, I walk in the love of God. There's a wisdom, a knowing, a loving, and a truth. Whatever you need to know will come in God's way for you. Just say, I'll pray. I won't move until I know. Oh, that I walk in the love of God. For the power and the glory and the love of God is everywhere. I can feel it, I can see it, and I know in my heart. Power, glory, and love of God. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Don't you know in your heart? There is a power and a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, God's love. Oh, yes, I know that I walk. Oh, yes, I walk in the love of God. For the power and the glory and the love of God is everywhere. Don't you see it? Don't you feel it? Don't you know in your heart? Power, glory, and love. Don't move till you see it. Be still till you see it. Praise God till you see it. Till you know in your heart. Yes, I walk in the love of God. There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and no other power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, God's love.
Everybody just take a breath. Now we got a lot of ministers in the house, practitioners in the house, praying folks in the house. I'm going to ask all the ministers and practitioners, just surround, just stand up, spread yourselves out. We're going in a circle. Look around you. Nearly all these people have trained with us at least 3 or 4 years. They're the ones that answer your prayer calls. Return within in this moment. Keep going. As we take a breath, I'm going to have these ministers and practitioners to join me in what we call a prayer chamber. A cacophony of sound. You can pray right where you are too, and even if it's just the word, thank you. Even if it's just, I lift up mine eyes unto the hill. Maybe it's something that's going on in your personal life. Could be something that's going on in the political, social, or political arena. But it's the energy that matters. It's not so much the subject. And all around the world, people are praying right now, and we join that chorus. We have the boldness to declare in this moment one life, one power, one presence. And we're imagining it right here in the center, where we are just a representation of something that's too big to name. So imagine right where you are, sitting next to you are people from all over the world. Different colors and stripes and traditions, it doesn't matter. But we're all praying for each other and praying for the planet. And I invite you to just speak a word right now. As this praying is going on, we're speaking a word. We're speaking a word of healing, of wholeness. We speak a word of trust and truth, of possibility. We speak a word of faith. It's a word of compassion. It's a word of trust and truth. It's a word of provision of all needs met. Safety, of security, of peace. It's a word of joy, of community, of healthiness, energy, and vibration. It's a word of resilience. Reconciliation. It's a word of forgiveness. We're knowing that it's coming through. It's health in the body temple. Divine right housing, divine right residence. Those sloughing off the mortal coil, Godspeed. Coming through his provision. It's coming through his openness and embrace. Oh, this and so much more. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit. It is good, it is done. So it is. Amen. Amen. Amen and amen. And as we make our way back to our chairs, I want to remind you that we are a praying community here. Praying community. You see on your program, there's the information of how to reach our prayer ministry. You can give us a call. You can send us an email. We're always praying. Always, always, always. Just breathe in that energy. Can you feel something palpable in the room? Yes. Yes. And as we turn towards our moment of conscious giving, there are baskets that are going around, and if anybody wants to use cash and the reception area there, and there's envelopes that are there. You'll also see on the back of your program there are different ways in which you can give. And if you're wanting to use your cell phone or do something online, you see there's a QR code that's there, and contributions. We're an independent spiritual community, and we literally are here because of the generosity of those of you who are online too. You'll see that you've got your donate buttons that are right there. And we say thank you. Thank you to everybody for doing that. And as we're in the process of giving, I invite you to just join me in praying over the gifts, praying over the donations. I invite you to repeat after me: my every act produces abundance. I dare to give freely unto the truth that sets us free. I release this gift, knowing it returns to me, knowing it returns to us a thousandfold. Millionfold, yes. Just breathe that in. As we're winding down here, I want to invite you to join us afterwards, if you can, in fellowship in the social hall. There's donation stations that are there, and where the donation stations are, there are also prayer cards. Okay, the blue prayer cards are prayer requests. The white ones, if you want to share with us some good news. So if there's something particular on your heart and you want us to hold that, for you, feel free to fill out, one of those prayer cards. And if you are not already on our mailing list, we don't bombard you with a lot of stuff. It's confidential. We don't sell mailing lists or anything like that. At the donation station as well, there is an opportunity to just fill out. It's just a little bitty card that has your email on it.
Russell has lost his hearing aid and would like to announce that if anybody finds it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, if you'd like to get on our email list so that we can let you know the different things that are going on and that are happening. We do meet on the first Sunday in person every month at the Resource Center for Nonviolence. You'll see that on the back of your program there. I'd like to acknowledge all of the people who were putting together, Julie and her family and lots of volunteers for putting up the tables and the chairs and for bringing the food and all of the rest of that. And to Gabe Wooden, again, shout out for doing the sound. And for Temple Bethel being such extraordinary hosts. And to invite you to something that's happening next Saturday. It's a social political play shop. It's free. It's online from 10 to noon, where we team up with people. There are going to be people coming in literally from across the country, from some other countries as well, where we do visioning about the possibilities of very deep social political issues like the economy and immigration and climate change. And we work in small groups. I'll be joined with 14 other facilitators for small groups. And it really is a wonderful time. It's free. Bring your markers and your crayons and all of the rest of that. And that information is in the reception hall as well. Can we take another breath? Can we take another breath? And as the choir comes up, I'm going to invite you to do something. And I said we have to do more than just resist. I know we've been sending, emails and contacting people with all the complaints and stuff about what we don't want. I'm going to invite you. And I did it this morning because I never like to ask anybody to do anything that I don't do. I went online, and if we had a little bit more time, I'd have you do it right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have you do it right now. Library Wi-Fi. Okay? Get your cell phone. Get your cell phone. You can't find library Wi-Fi? It's not happening? Do you see Temple B.E. Porter? Temple Guest Wi-Fi? Temple Guest Wireless. Okay, Temple Guest Wireless. Does everybody have that? Yeah. Okay. Temple Bethel Porter. Okay. Is it spelled out Bethel or just B? Temple B.E. Porter, same password. Okay, Temple B.E. Porter. All lowercase? All lowercase. Temple B.E. Porter. Is that working? Yes? Yeah, Temple B.E. Porter. Spinning? Okay, so that's what you will use for your donations. Okay? When you go back, you're going to use that. But what I'm going to ask you to do right now is go to United Nations. Go to the United Nations website. UN.org. And you should see something there pretty close up that just says contact us. Contact us, little email. And if you don't say anything but, hey, this is America, we still love you. No, I'm really serious. We're needing to do this. People are needing to hear from us around the world. They're needing to hear from us. Okay? I now live in Las Vegas. Do you know along the main highway that takes you into the Strip, I've never seen anything like this before. There are billboards from the government of Canada. The government of Canada is reaching out to us as American citizens. Have you ever? They are saying wonderful things. Yes. They know. They're saying, hey, we don't want the tariffs, you don't want the tariffs. They're bad for both of us. We love you. Like, we don't want to do this. They are literally reaching out to us as people. Okay? So you at least jumpstart a process now. Okay? I don't care whether you reach out to Canada, whether you reach out to the UN, whether you reach out to some of the government agencies that are shutting down and things around the world. Let them hear from you. Okay? We're still here. We're still kicking. We still love you. Can we do that? And you'll feel better. You'll feel better. What does it look like?
Exact opposite of that.
Okay, we have a lost hearing aid. So if you happen to see one, little something on the floor or whatever, it belongs to this gentleman here, Russell Downing. All right? So this is your, we'll put this information in there too. Make your donations and reach out. Let somebody hear you. Take us home.
Many pray along the way. They don't stop to wonder what the world is coming to. They let something higher reveal the way to greater love. For the truth is telling me, sing of liberation for the ones who are not free. Love can take us higher, reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah, so we let it wash over us, make us kinder, hold us together. We let early in the morning wash over us, now and forever. We let it. Still some cry along the way, walking through the sadness for a world that needs to know love can take us higher, reveal the way to greater love. Oh yes, so the truth is telling me love's the only answer, and to all humanity we can stay inspired, reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah, so we let it wash over us, take us higher, make us wiser. We let
Sweet, sweet, sweet. So, first Sunday in May, Kim Clark, the one that did the invocation, is going to be the guest speaker. Gina Renee and our own Etienne Francis will be doing the music. And a month after that, Sarita will be in town, doing the music. We're going to have a really, really, really good time. Let's fellowship next door. We'll see you in there. Let's take this consciousness and multiply it. Happy Easter to you all. Thank you for coming.